Our first press conference from Game 13 will feature the Oklahoma Sooners. We'll be joined by student athletes Jada Coleman and G. Juarez. And then following that, we'll be joined by head coach Patty Gasso. I see a good number of you have already raised your hand. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And then once selected, please unmute yourself and ask your. For those of you who have just joined us, this will be the Game 13 press conference. We'll start with Oklahoma, and we'll have student athletes Jada Coleman and Giselle Juarez. And then following that, we'll have head coach Patty Gasso.
One echo? Okay, good.
This is the Game 13 press conference featuring the Oklahoma Sooners. We're joined by student athletes Jada Coleman and G. Juarez. We will power through these. James Hale.
Hey, I have a question for both. Jada, offensively, you guys didn't get started really well, but boy, you finished well. So talk about staying the course. And G, you give up the home run of the first pitch and your aces the rest of the way. So talk about settling in and being the G we always know.
Start with Jada, please.
I know just for me, I knew that I need to get on top of the ball. We had a lot of pop flies at the beginning of the game and just trying to get on top, hit the balls on the ground and just make their defense work. And we ended up doing that, and that's how we got runners on base.
G?
The first pitch happened, and I knew they were going to come out swinging, so they're an aggressive team, so just understanding that I have to attack the zone and trust my stuff and trust my D, and understanding that, my hitters have my back the entire way, and they did.
Ryan Aber?
Yeah, this question's for Giselle. Just sticking with that, was there any moment there right after that, after whether it's that home run or the hit or that inning that helped you settle in, or did you make any changes there in the aftermath of that?
Just attacking the zone and just trying to keep them off balance. They were coming out swinging, and they're a good hitting team, so respecting them and attacking the zone, but really just staying within myself and going at my pace and knowing that every time I get 3 outs, our hitters are back up there, so just giving them the opportunity to get back in the dugout and get hits.
Joey Helmer?
Yeah, for both of you, you guys have played and won now 4 straight elimination games. Just you kind of have some new life now in the championship finals. Just can you talk about what the mindset, just kind of like what the last few days has been like, knowing that you guys have played all these games on elimination?
Start with Jada, please.
Yeah, I mean, we have had to go into every single game knowing that this could be our last. And now we get to go into tomorrow and be like, okay, we have some breathing room. But we're really just going to take it the same as we take every single game. We're just going to go out there and attack every pitcher, and we're going to play hard on defense and just play our game every single game.
G?
It's been a grind, and just playing for each other has been the biggest thing, and having each other's back the entire way, and knowing that if one person doesn't do it, there's the next man up. And so just trusting each other, trusting ourselves, and just playing our game has been key for us.
Barry Trammell.
Yeah, for both of you, you guys had quite the cheerleaders right there behind your dugout all week. A bunch of All-Americans and national champions. What does it mean when those alums are coming out and supporting you that way?
Start with G, please.
It's really awesome. It's really awesome to have alum and such big names behind there, and just seeing their reaction, and just knowing that there are Sooner sisters, and they have our backs in the stands. So it's really awesome to have them and just hear them and see them get the crowd going.
Jada.
Just shows how much we give into this sport and how much we give into this program. I mean, they've been gone, they've been graduated for a while, and they're still coming back, and they're still supporting, probably losing their voices just like mine, and just doing everything they can to just have our backs. And it just shows that we have heart, and we do anything for this program and for our Sooner sisters.
Eric Bailey.
This question's for Jada. I was just wondering, can you take me through that fifth inning, your fifth inning at bat when you hit the double? And also, how big was McKenzie's double really to spark that inning?
I mean, I think it was a big deal. I feel like the other pitcher, she was really trying to get out of the inning, and I was so glad that Lou got us rolling and we just kept going. When I got that base hit, I was so excited just to look at my dugout and how hyped they were. I mean, our whole stand just gets really hyped for us, and it was awesome.
Brian Chapman.
Hey, this is for both of you. Kind of go back to last night. When did you guys first learn that you might not be playing the game last night? It might have been pushed today. And then once you found that out for sure when Florida State won, how was that for you guys as far as being able to rest up, knowing that you guys have had to play the maximum number of games to get back here?
Start with Jada, please.
We knew about halfway into our warm-up. When Florida State won, we were already kind of ready to play. I mean, if they're going to make us play, we're going to play regardless of what time it is, because we'll do anything to get on the field. But realizing that we didn't have to play, we literally went right back, did some mobility, and was able to get some rest, and it was great. It was good to go to sleep before 10 o'clock.
G.
Agree with Jada. I don't really know what else to say. She said it all.
Sounds good. Chandler.
Hey, congrats to both. This question's for both of you. I want to know how it feels to make it here. G, obviously you had to overcome injury, and to have your performance today, I'm sure feels amazing. And then Jada, this is your first year and you're in the College World Series. What are you both feeling right now?
Start with G, please.
I'm really excited. We worked all year for this moment, and to be one of two teams is amazing. And we just got to keep playing our game and trusting each other. And it feels amazing, but it's been a grind.
Jada.
I'm honestly starstruck right now. This has been my dream ever since I was 12 years old and committing to this university. And I'm just so excited. I can't wait to go out there with my sisters and just give all we got and just give all of our heart to the game that we love. And hopefully this goes on our way.
All right, last one for the student athletes. Garrett.
Yeah, guys, for both of you, I don't know if you caught in the midst of your rally there against Alexander, if you caught the crowd giving her a standing ovation as she got knocked out of the game. Do you come away from your battle against her with, well, I take it you do respect her, but what kind of respect do you have for an athlete like that, a competitor like that, after what she went through this week?
Start with Jada, please.
I mean, you have to give her all that respect. She worked her butt off this whole week, and she's been grinding and grinding and grinding. And we see the plays that she's been making. She had an amazing season. And you respect the hard work, and you respect the competition. And just today we won, but she had an amazing season. I bet she's very proud.
G.
Game recognizes game, and she is a baller. I have mad respect for her, and she gave everything she had, and I think it's really awesome that they did give her that standing ovation. She earned it. She deserves it. She's worked hard, and I think she's a competitor, and she did great this year.
Jada, G, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Joined now by Sooner head coach Patty Gasso. Give coach just a second to settle in. And we will begin with Austin Gertwig.
Hey, Patty, just wanted to ask you about, this team's fight, winning 4 straight games coming out of the losers bracket. I believe this is the first team that's ever done that you've coached. Just, what's different about this team and how are they able to do that this weekend?
They don't want it to be over. I think every team feels that. So it's just really important to try to play your best, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We've been in some tough situations before, and they've handled it so well. So I think going through some adversity through the season and playing in some tough environments and tough situations has really groomed this team for this type of tournament.
Caitlin?
Hi, Coach. Yeah, I just had a question for you about Odyssey Alexander of JMU. What can you just say about her performance? Obviously, she got the standing ovation there when she came out of the game. Just your thoughts on her from opposing.
Wow. Just wow. And, we didn't know a lot about JMU. We haven't ever played them, not since that I can remember in my years here at OU. So what a competitor. She made us better. She made us work. She is outstanding. Their coaching staff, outstanding, cool and calm, hardworking players, a real joy to watch, a real joy to play against. I certainly have tremendous respect for them and what they've done while they've been here. They've made, like I said, they made us better. And more than anything, I think they brought a lot of fans into the fold of college softball. They were fun to root for. They were fun to watch. Odyssey is an incredible pitcher, but just an incredible athlete. Some of the plays that she made, I think forever will be in our minds, just watching that squeeze play that she dove and made that play on against Oklahoma State. She's just a great competitor. It was honestly an honor to play against her, but I think single-handedly James Madison made our sport better because they brought a lot of people in that wanted to watch them. And I think that's the ultimate compliment I could give a coach in a program, and they were it.
Mr. Friedel.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the 4 games in the row. Yeah, to go for lose bracket. What do you mean? What do you think about JMU? This is great for the sport. You just talking about it. How great is it to show that the East Coast softball you could compete against everybody in this country?
Yeah, tremendous for the sport. I mean, like I said, I am sure that they brought in thousands of fans, viewership-wise, and got them on their train, and that is tremendous. We love that for the sport. We love it for that part of the country as well. But the fans here, I mean, I'm watching the entire stadium applaud and honor that team and their pitcher when she walked off the field. So mad respect, but really just a fun team to watch. I'm sure that this is going to be a momentum builder for their program without question. But I really do like their coaching staff. I think not a lot of talk about them, and I love the way they're calm. They call a great game. Team plays hard for the coaches as well. So it's been great for our sport, and we need more of that in the future.
Josh Calloway.
Yeah, Coach, I was wondering if you could just talk about the 4th inning, breaking through after the slow start offensively, just how huge Nicole's at bat was to lead off with the triple, and then for Jana Johns to come through with the big, RBI to put you guys in front after she's had, kind of a tough week offensively.
Yeah, it was really important for some of our players that maybe haven't talked too much about since we've been in the tournament, to see Nicole Mendez lead us off. I thought Jana Johns had some really quality at bats today. It was nice to see Jada Coleman come through. She's really been actually trying too hard, and we put some action plays on for her, like some angle down and runs and things that will force her to swing a little bit differently, and she did. It really worked out well for her. Of course, Lou is the hottest player in the tournament right now, I would imagine. So I really love what those guys have been doing, and you didn't have to depend so much on the top three, although Kinsey swung it well today. Jossie kind of put the icing on the cake with her home run late in the game, but it was just nice to see different faces and different ways of getting it done besides the big home run.
Abby Bitterman.
Yeah, Patty, I just wanted to ask, what did you think of Giselle's performance, after giving up that home run off the first pitch and then to turn around and throw 10 strikeouts like she did? Just what did you think of her performance today?
Exceptional on the big stage, exceptional. They were a very aggressive first pitch type hitting team. So, and their 1-2 hitters are really, really good, and they're just fishing for what they want, but it's almost like wherever you throw it, I'm going to hit it, and I'm going to hit it hard. So it was nice that maybe it did happen in the first, so it gave us more time to kind of get ourselves in order. I think Odyssey did a really nice job early, kind of keeping us off the bags and getting us a little bit frustrated. But Giselle, the words I kept hearing was, "We got your back, Giselle. Keep us in the game. We got your back." It was constant. Jocelyn Allo, I heard her saying that quite a bit. So Giselle, this is the best she's been throwing all season. This last week and a half, last 2 weeks, she's been throwing outstanding. So very proud of her and excited about what she can do in this next couple of days.
Last one for Coach Elizabeth Merrill.
Coach, you're not used to being kind of on the wrong end of the bracket, so to speak, in these things. I'm just kind of wondering, is there anything that was said or done differently after that first loss last week?
It seems so long ago. I'm going to have to take myself back. It was just more the gladiator mentality, and people look at us like, oh, okay, really? Or, yeah, really. They do play that way. They play hard. They don't quit. It was just really that attitude. My coaching staff has done a tremendous job in preparation and understanding of what we're facing from the pitching side. So our offensive plan is in order. Our pitching plan is in order. Defense challenged them today. Our defense has not been outstanding, but they did play well today. So it's just one game at a time, one inning at a time, one pitch at a time. And if any team can do this, it's our team. So let's make history. That was really kind of the attitude, and not being afraid. You can't be afraid to lose. You got to play to win. You can't think about, oh my gosh, what could happen? You got to stay in the moment. That's really hard to do at this tournament, because you start thinking about, oh wow, the time's ticking on us. We're already in the fourth. Oh my gosh, you can't do that. You've got to really stay locked in and keep your minds right where they're at. And the team did a really good job of that.
Coach Gasso, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next up will be the James Madison Dukes. We'll have student athlete Odyssey Alexander, and then followed by Coach Lauren Laporte. This is the Game 13 press conference featuring the James Madison Dukes. We're joined by student athlete Odyssey Alexander. Lots of questions here for you, Odyssey. So let's get started with James Hale.
Hey, congratulations on a great tournament. I'm curious how you were feeling throughout the game. You have thrown so much in this tournament. Maybe you throw that much all the time, but as you were trying to work through this lineup time and time again, how was your body feeling as you were trying to get through it?
Of course I was tired. I did throw a lot this past season, and that was honestly my third time seeing them, and it was tough. But, I was trying to do whatever I could to, get my team through it and get myself through it.
Brian Aber?
Yeah, Odyssey, wanted to ask you about that moment there in the sixth when Coach came and got you. What was it like walking off the field and taking in the ovation from the fans here, not only from your team, but everybody else in the stadium?
It was amazing. It's more than just a game, and to see them all clapping for me and, cheering me on, it was a great moment, and it warmed my heart.
Joey Helmer?
Yeah, Odyssey, you talked about before the tournament about embracing every moment. Obviously, that was probably a moment you couldn't have prepared for, but what was just this whole experience at the Women's College World Series just like for you?
It was a long ride, and just to be here, like I said, it's amazing, and I couldn't have done any of this at all without my teammates and my coaches and the support staff, fans, and all. This ride, it's been long, but I've grown so much just being at this university, and I couldn't thank, everyone for that.
Caitlin?
Hey, Odyssey, TJ here from WHSV in Harrisonburg. Just what did this run do for JMU softball, you think? What do you think you guys proved by what you were able to do this season?
It proved a lot. A lot of people didn't really think that, we could do this, but we believed in ourselves. We stayed within ourselves, and we fought.
Chandler?
Hey, Odyssey. Patty Gasso and Gazelle Juarez just came in here and, quote, said they have mad respect for you. What is your feeling towards the Sooners and, how they performed today?
They're a great team. I will give them that. They were the number one. They weren't the number one seed for anything, and they had a great lineup, great pitching staff, and I hope they take it all the way.
Christopher Heidel?
Hey, Odyssey, sorry for the tough loss today. What does this mean for the Columbia Athletic Conference, showing that how great the softball league is? Because we have such great teams like Delaware, you guys, Towson. Is this great for the league to show that we can compete against anybody in the country?
Yes, absolutely. Like I said, just stay within your team, stay within yourself, and just be you.
David Teal.
Hi, Odyssey. David Teal from the Richmond Times-Dispatch in Virginia. The Oklahoma folks were crediting you at AMU for bringing new fans to the game during this tournament. Did you and your teammates sense at all as this run continued that more and more folks were watching and were engaged by what you all were able to accomplish?
Absolutely. Anywhere we go, we get, fans from Oklahoma State, Georgia, Florida, anywhere. And just to see the impact that we have on people around the country it's amazing.
Dave Thomas?
Hey, Odyssey, congratulations on a great tournament and a terrific career. We heard the story about you throwing against the wall so much, throwing the rocks up, hitting them with the sticks. What do you think 9-year-old you would say about what you've just gone through, really being the nation's darling? And then what's your message to other 9-year-old girls who want to do what you've just done?
Honestly, my 9-year-old self, I would have never thought I would have been here, because I was honestly on my couch watching this at that age. And just being here, I honestly have no words. But to people who are watching, I hope I inspired you to, be yourself and be the best version of yourself.
Mark Berman?
Mark Berman of the Roanoke Times, congratulations on your career. As you leave JMU, what do you feel like is the state of the program now compared to when you came?
I mean, Coach just said in the locker room, we will go down as like one of the best teams at JMU. And I mean, just to leave that as your legacy at your university, I mean, it's just, I have no words for that either. I mean, I'm just so proud of everyone, coaching staff and my teammates.
Ronald Smith.
This is Ronald E. Smith. You talked about yourself. You prepared yourself when you were 9 years old, and we heard the story about how you grew to become what you are today. But you also had someone on your side who helped you along the way, and that was your pops. So, and we know he couldn't be here today. So, if you could say anything to him right now, what would it be?
I mean, of course, to Pops, I love you. You mean the world to me. And to my other family, my mom, my grandma, sisters, brothers, and everyone who also came to see me play, family from, out here. I appreciate you all, and I love you so much.
Odyssey, from all of us, thank you so much. It has been our honor to watch you and your teammates compete.
Thank
you, and best of luck to you.
Thanks.
We're now joined by head coach Lauren Laporte, and questions for coach. Let's start with Ryan Aber.
Yeah, Coach, wanted to ask you about that moment there in the sixth when you go to get Odyssey out of the game and the reaction that she got, not only from your fans, but everybody else in the stadium. What was that like, and what does that say about her and the way that your team has been received here this week?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was trying to keep it together. We were talking as a staff, like, do we leave her in? Is she out of gas? And it's just one of those things that it's a hard decision to make in that kind of situation. But, after talking and kind of getting a feel from her, like, I think she gave us everything that we had, everything that she had, and I think her teammates did too. And it was one of those things when she came out, I mean, it was a perfect moment for everybody just to, give her a standing ovation and just cheer for her. I mean, it couldn't have been a better moment, even though, a lot of runs were scored. Just so happy what she was able to do for this team.
James Hale.
Coach, this has been such a great run for your program. I'm curious, are you already thinking about the future? Are you already thinking, all right, what can we do with this and improve recruiting or get new facility? Whatever you're thinking, I'm just curious.
Well, I think it's one of those things that a lot of people don't understand when it comes to, your culture and the family and the building blocks. There's a lot that goes into it. And, we had a lot of seniors that helped us as a staff, had our back all the way. And we have to, we're going to bringing in a lot of freshmen, and they know what to expect. We've talked to them a lot about what we want. Oklahoma City has always been a dream, but now we've been here, and now it's back to work. And I think, the underclassmen realize what it takes to get here by being under these seniors' wings. But, it's one of those things where it's right back to it. When we start recruiting, we're looking for those players not that are just talented, but are great people. And I think that's a big difference. And a lot of our fans and those who kind of just joined in on our team, they have no idea. Our players are so good at softball, but they are even better people. And this group was a family. And it's so hard. I think Candrea said it, the best the other night. Like, it's so hard for me personally because you spend every single day with these players. And then, the team is different every year. So I just think it's one of those things where we enjoy the time that we have left in the next couple days and week. And then, it's right back to it.
Dave Thomas.
Coach, congratulations on a terrific run. It's been a while since you've been home, so kind of a two-parter. What's next for you when you get back home? And then how do you think this is going to impact your recruiting as far as maybe transfers or ladies who might not have been looking at you before, but now might be giving JMU consideration?
Well, I can tell you, the first time when I get home, I'm hugging my babies for a long time. I have a 5-year-old and an 8-month-old, and my husband's back at home taking care of them I think we've been on the road now for 12 days. So getting back, and we got camps coming up in a couple weeks. So super excited to see all the young ones energetic and ready for camp. And and then we go recruiting very shortly after that. So I think, we've been making a name for ourselves. And I think people have just kind of fallen in love with what this team was able to do.
TJ.
Hi, Coach. Yeah, TJ here from WHSV. Patty Gasso, I don't know if you heard her, but she said, she thinks that James Madison single-handedly made the sport better with what you guys were able to do. When you hear that coming from the coach of the number one team in the country and a coach who is so well respected in her own right, what does that mean to you? And what effect do you hope that JMU had during this postseason run?
Well, it means so much. I mean, to see the growth of our sport and to see, a mid-major in a smaller school be able to do what we have done. I mean, good Lord, it's so exciting. And I think it just allows a lot of people to believe that it can get done. And I can tell you it's not easy. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it, and it's a mindset. And, I'm just so proud of our team for not being intimidated at all. And I think that's the biggest part of it. Sometimes, when we first got to JMU, I think it's one of those things when you play the so-called Power Five, it's like an intimidation thing, but anybody can do it. Just like the girl said in a couple interviews a couple nights ago, we put on our pants the same way they do, and we work just as hard. And I feel like when our team steps on the field, they know that they have outworked their opponent, and that's very, very important. So the intimidation is not in it at all.
Elizabeth Merrill.
What's it like trying to prepare for a team with so many hitters up and down the lineup?
Yeah, it's the best offense I think we have ever seen. And, when you have to face them 3 times, you have to do things different. And I felt like, Cece was doing that. She was mixing in a drop ball that was dropping off the table, getting swings and misses, and still being able to go up and east and west. It's just one of those things when the strength, just not just physically, but mentally, they're just so prepared, and they can hit a lot of different pitches very hard. So, just trying to keep them guessing as much as we can. But, she did an absolutely wonderful job against that kind of offense.
Mark Berman.
Lauren, congratulations. How will you remember this special season, and how do you build on it so that maybe you can be one of those teams that, that come back to Oklahoma City?
Yeah, soaking it all in at this moment, and you're right. I hope those that we're, going after and recruiting and who we're competing against, hopefully, it'll help us, and they want more. They want more than just winning championships. It's more to that, just having that team feel, and that's what we were. Just a family, and just they were such good teammates to one another. The chemistry was amazing because it's hard getting up every morning in the fall and doing what they do. Like, you have to love the game, and you have to love each other to be able to get through it and to be happy with it. And I really feel like this year they loved coming to get better.
Chandler.
Hey, Coach, I wanted to get your thoughts on G. Juarez and her performance through this series. And on top of that, Patty Gasso said she has mad respect for you and your team. What's the feeling you have towards this Oklahoma team?
Yeah, they just have so much depth, and I think that's a big part. She can put so many different people in the lineup, and they can get it done, and they're confident, and her pitching staff, the same way. And then, she has defenders that just make ridiculous plays. I think it's one of those things with G. We hadn't seen her at all in the 3 games, and she, mixes speeds really well, and it's hard to time her up. And she has, so many different pitches as well. She did a great job, and nothing but luck to them and that staff.
Joey Helmer.
Yeah, Coach. You guys obviously won a regional at Tennessee, you won the super regional at Missouri, and advanced all the way to the semifinals here at the Women's College World Series. Just how proud of your team are you?
Yeah, if you kind of take a look and just sit down and think about what we just did, it's crazy. I think I did that a little bit last night. Like, I was thinking, I'm like, good Lord, we just beat the 9 team, the 8 team, the 25th team in Liberty, the 1 team, the 5 team in 3 weeks. And it's just, it's crazy to think about, but I do feel like we didn't get caught up in it. We stayed within ourselves. We stayed very grounded. We focused on the next game instead of just focusing on what we just did. And I think it just kept us moving forward. It was one of those things where we talked about why not us being able to do this. And we just kept our eyes on the prize the entire time. We just kept paving this path, and it was awesome.
Last one for Coach Ronald Smith.
Yes, this is Ronald E. Smith. Coach, you never get tired talking about your team and the journey that they've been on in this moment, and you don't like to be called the Cinderella team. But the story that we took from that was of that. But in the end, what do you hope your players take out from all of this when they move on with their lives? What do you hope for them they keep inside through all this?
The relationships. I told them back there in the locker room, don't you lose touch with one another. Because what we had was so special. And like I just said, the love they had for each other was so special. And it's very difficult when everybody leaves and does their own thing and goes to different schools and live their own life. Like it's easy to, disconnect, but just do everything you can to keep the relationship strong, to keep the connections that with this group and with us as a staff. Because at the end of the day, it is just a game, but these relationships, will last forever.
Coach, thank you so much. You and your players and your staff represented the university with class and dignity. Congratulations on a magical season, and thank you.
Thank you so much.